Hello everyone, I am Dr. Sushma Madhipatla, Postgraduate, Department of General Medicine, Narayana Medical College, Nellore. Today I am here in front of you all to talk on the eve of World Thrombosis Day, which is celebrated every year on 13th October since 2014. Thrombosis is most often overlooked, misdiagnosed or undiagnosed condition which can lead to dreadful complications and sometimes mortality in a patient if not recognized in timely. It is a condition which can be prevented timely also. So, to create awareness among the people around the world, International Society of Hemostasis and Thrombosis have taken an initiative to recognize 13th October as World Thrombosis Day. Before going to talk about the risk factors, signs, symptoms of the thrombosis, I'd like to tell what the word thrombosis means. In most common terms, thrombosis is nothing but the blood clot. What happens if the blood clots in the circulation? There are two consequences if the blood clots in the circulation. One, at whichever organ the blood is clotting, blood cannot flow through that organ. So, there is accumulation of the venous blood in that organ. Second thing, whenever the blood flows through this clotted blood, it takes away a part of the clot and gets lodged in the some other organs of the body like lungs or in the cranial circulation, that is the circulation of the brain. When such things happen, it can lead to a acute condition called acute pulmonary thromboembolism or stroke or TIA. So, it is very much important to timely recognize this condition and treat it. So, what are the risk factors for this thrombosis? The risk factors are very common situations which we see and encounter in our daily life. One is obesity, the second is sedentary lifestyle. These are the two very important conditions which can be prevented to prevent the thrombosis in future. Obesity and sedentary lifestyle are two of the preventable risk factors of thrombosis. There are other risk factors like any surgery, abdominal, pelvic surgeries, hip, knee surgeries, knee joint replacements, hip replacements, or the risk factors which cause thrombosis. And there are also other conditions which can cause thrombosis like bedridden patients for a prolonged period, paralysis patients, and also the cancer patients are at risk than normal patients approximately 3 to 4 times in comparison to the common people for thrombosis. And there are other non-modifiable risk factors like protein C deficiency, protein S deficiency, factor V Leiden mutations which are the causes of thrombosis in young patient, and these are the non-modifiable conditions also. Pregnancy itself can be a risk factor for thrombosis, and also the females who are on oral contraceptive pills for a longer duration are also the risk factors for thrombosis. What are the signs of thrombosis and what are the symptoms of thrombosis, and how do we know that we have thrombosis? The most common site for the thrombosis is the deep veins in the legs. So, before they getting lodged in the lungs or in the brain circulation, the most common place where they start to form are the legs. So, whenever the thrombosis starts to form in the legs, patients will start to experience pain in the calf muscles, and also the patient will start to experience edema, which is nothing but the swelling of around the ankle and the foot. From here, it might get dislodged to the lungs. When it gets dislodged to the lungs, patient will start to experience breathlessness, chest pain and cough. And when it goes to circulation of the brain, patient will have TIAs, which are transient ischemic attacks, or the patient can experience stroke also, which is nothing but the paralysis of one half of the body or face. So, depending upon wherever the thrombosis is or wherever the thrombosis has lodged in the form of emboli, the patient's presentation symptoms will vary accordingly. So, now we all know that what are the risk factors, how the patient will have the symptoms and how can they present to us. Keeping in mind all these conditions, we can now proceed towards how can we prevent this condition. One is prevention of the risk factors, the other one is the timely diagnosis of the condition and treatment appropriately. And as I told you, post-surgical patients are at risk of thrombosis. So, in these patients, appropriate risk stratification and also the prevention prophylaxis can help in preventing thrombosis. I also feel it is very important to talk about this thrombosis at this point of time where the world is fighting against the pandemic COVID-19. Thrombosis, especially the pulmonary thrombosis, is an expected and preventable complication of COVID-19. That's why we are treating the patients with appropriate doses of anticoagulants so that we can prevent this complication and we can discharge the patients with a healthy lifestyle. Thank you.